Hello everyone, and welcome to the English reading of Digimon Liberator Debug.6-1, Part 1. Similar to the previous readings, I am not a professional voice actor, and I'm just one person doing their best. So if the voices change episode to episode, or even just line to line, I'm just doing the best that I can. I recommend still heading over to the official release on DigimonCard.com if this is your primary way of consuming the Liberator web novel. Partially so Bandai still gets the site visits, but also because each chapter, similar to Digimon Seekers, has art. Digimon Liberator also has actual visuals of any new card that's mentioned. While the mechanics of those cards are included in the reading, if you want to see the card itself, head over to the official novel release on DigimonCard.com. And with that out of the way, let's continue on to Digimon Liberator Debug, Chapter 6, Part 1. Debug, Chapter 6, Part 1. Obsidian Desert, the dusty demonic realm Lacuna. There's almost nothing around for miles except desert. Just like everywhere else in Lacuna, it's a true-to-life environment, down to each grain of sand. Such is the realism that you can actually feel the non-existent temperature. It's similar to Ruby Mountain, the Inferno Zone in this regard, although with a different flavour. Visiting players always note the dryness of heat and the dustiness of the air. But this desert is more than a simple sea of sand. Scattered oases, cool springs surrounded by rings of lush green vegetation, dot the landscape almost as if placed there by design to relieve visitors of the oppressive desert heat. Many are furnished with tables and benches along the water's edge for the weary travellers to rest their feet. This small number of sanctuaries offer a rare place to rest, stock up on supplies, and interact with other players in an area so hostile that it has earned the nickname the Demonic Realm. In one such refuge is a girl wearing an angry scowl on her face. It's Yuki from the debugging team. "I'm serious! It was right here!" Yuki banged her fist on the table and shouted so loud her voice seemed to reverberate across the entire desert. The bespectacled boy sitting across from her shot her a look of indifference. It was her teammate, Winner. "We're already suffering enough out here. Could you at least keep it down, Yuki?" "No way! You don't believe me, do you?" "No, I don't." "But I'm telling you, I saw it! A wild green Digimon!" Yuki's cries pierced through the dry desert winds, disappearing into the electronic blue sky beyond. Digimon Liberator Side Story, Debug, Chapter 6, Part 1, Oasis. "Immon saw it too!" Yuki asserted, gesturing to her partner Digimon. It must have been because of the heat, but the evil Digimon seemed more listless than usual as it cooled itself with its ice it had summoned. "Yeah, I did. It looked like a green caterpillar. Still, coming from you, it's no wonder people are so skeptical. They probably think you're just seeing things." "Impmon! You're supposed to be on my side, remember? Why do you have to keep dragging me all the time? Here we go." Winner sighed as Yuki and Impmon began to bicker yet again without paying him a second thought. He glanced over to his own Digimon partner, Funbeamon, who was resting its wings beside him. "Well, what do you think, Funbeamon?" "A green caterpillar, huh? Could be Dokunemon, possibly Wormmon. It could even be a new type altogether. But me and the Hive looked all around here and found nothing. I suppose it could have taken over an NPC, or may even be hiding with an inanimate object. Suzune recently reported an instance of that." "But wouldn't someone have to have seen it? Debugging team has been all over this area today." Winner nodded. "My thoughts exactly. There's nowhere for a Digimon to hide here today. Everyone's out here looking for Maquinamon." That was the debugging team's current primary mission, the capture of Maquinamon. Digimon of a new and unknown type. There had been a number of sightings of it across the Obsidian Desert, and so the team had been urgently dispatched early that day.
After we've catched McQueenamon around here, Funbeamon and the others were extra careful to inspect every NPC and object they could find. And while you and Yuki have been on break, Rutaro finally arrived, and Suzune too, and they've been patrolling the area. Plus, we have another team taking care of the other side, so I doubt that we would have failed to spot it. Aren't there 2 rookies on the other team? They could have missed something. I don't think so, Yuki conceded, shaking her head. Not with the number of solid teammates we have over there. Since every debugger undertakes missions alongside their real-world work and study, there are many different daily routines within the team, making it difficult for everyone to get to know each other. Another contributor to this is that a lot of intel sharing and reporting is carried out via GMs rather than directly among teammates. So, while a failure to forge relationships might be expected of someone like Winner, even Yuki has a few team members she only knows by sight. There were a few members on this mission in the Obsidian Desert, who neither of them were very familiar with. Owen Dreadnought and his partner Elizamon, a famously talented Digimon card player and the second best in the world, even among the debugging team, he is seen as a little difficult to approach, with a demeanour just as stern and a playstyle just as intense in the virtual world as the real. Yuki had once cheerfully attempted to strike up a conversation with him during the beta test, only to be met with a glare, thus earning the reputation as the scary guy. It doesn't seem like she has entirely given up on getting to know him though. Rather, she's waiting for the right time so as to avoid a personality clash between the arrogant Elizamon and the cynical Impmon. Violet Inboots and her partner Ghostmon, since it's not good manners to pry into people's real lives online, no one knows much about her, but they're all in agreement that she's probably filthy rich. She seems to be unaware of the term personal space, as she's always up in everyone's business. The awkward Winner sees her as the oil to his water, but at the same time, he values her positive attitude and even her pushiness. Funbeamon also has a great deal of respect for Ghostmon, who, unlike the ever-attentive insectoid Digimon, has earned its partner's trust through quiet and subtle means. Close and her partner Sunarizamon, not many members know about her, as she's not very chatty and doesn't take part in many missions. Even so, she's garnered more than a few secret admirers on the team thanks to her extraordinary talent as a Digimon card player and unusual good looks. After challenging her to a match, Rutaro Williams declared her to be one of a kind, and was apparently delighted that his partner Digimon Tyrannomon seemed to hit it off with Sunarizamon. Then, there are the 2 tamers who joined the debugging team the other day, Shoto Kazuma and Arisa Kinosaki. Both are partners with new types of Digimon, Terramon and Shumon. Shoto, in particular, is seen as a rising star among the team after his victory against an out-of-control NPC. Apparently, even Suzune Kazuki went to greet him after his induction, although she ended up deterred by the hostility of the Blukamon in her deck toward Terramon, perhaps due to them having battled before. Her partner, Frigimon, has also mentioned how it wants to see what Shoto is truly capable of. Owen and Vi are with the newbies. Owen might be a little intimidating and Vi can be a lot, but they're both good at what they do. Close was nearby too. I don't know her very well, but I've heard she's pretty capable.
Winner was momentarily taken aback by the audacity of someone as intense as Yuki to brand anyone else a lot, but he nodded in agreement.
In any case, I think it's settled. There's no way that a wild Digimon could be hiding while all this is going on. You and Impmon must have been seeing things. Grr, I can't believe you, teacher.
Winner shrugged his shoulders as Yuki eyed him resentfully.
It's a mistake that anyone could make. I'm more curious as to why you're being so stubborn about it. Because...
Yuki's expression clouded over and she began to draw invisible circles on the table with her finger.
If there really is a wild Digimon, we have to capture it before it's too late.
That's when it hit Winner. The wild Digimon in Lacuna aren't adapted to their environment. It could take hours, it could take days, but without proper conservation, the Digimon would perish. Some team members were able to compartmentalize the fact during their mission, but Yuki wasn't one of them. To make friends with every single Digimon. That's the dream she touted to all and sundry. Sure, it sounded crazy, but she was totally serious. That's why it hurt her so much to think that there could be an unknown Digimon out there about to disappear forever, and she couldn't do a thing about it.
I'm sorry, Yuki, I wasn't thinking.
After meeting Funbeamon brought so much light back to his life, Winner too had pondered about Digimon's ultimate fate. So, despite his age, he could empathize with Yuki fully.
What are you looking so miserable for? I didn't mean to upset anyone. Come on, cheer up already, Yuki. Exactly, Winnie. Yuki, whether there's a wild Digimon out here or not, it doesn't change the fact that you both gave it your all out here today.
Seeing these subdued expressions on their faces, their partners, Impmon and Funbeamon, desperately began to try to console the two tamers. That's when a large man suddenly appeared standing before them and gave them both a big clap on the back. At the same time, a shadow was cast overhead and a naturally chilly breeze began to blow through the midday desert. "Hey, good job, you two!"
"Roo, Tyrannomon!" "It's not like me to do all that running, so I'm a little beat. I'm gonna go cool off, Roo."
"Hey, watch it, Tyranno!" Impmon protested as Tyrannomon jumped into the water behind him with a huge splash, while Roo gave Yuki a high five.
"Room for one more?"
"Hi, Suzune, by all means, take a seat." "I could tell you had come from the change in temperature, Frigimon. You negated all the heat from Utaro." "What a thing to say with such a straight face, Winner. But if I can be of service, feel free to use me to cool off as much as you'd like." The woman who greeted Yuki and Winner before sitting down next to them was Suzune. Beside her, Frigimon shook with laughter. Suzune looked at her two younger colleagues and faintly smiled, before pressing some buttons on her D-storage. Several glasses of iced tea suddenly appeared. "I'm sure that we have much to discuss, but let's have some tea first, shall we?" "I'll cut to the chase. We didn't find anything unusual in our search zone. It's not as if we let them slip through our fingers either. Rutaro left no stone unturned. But they definitely weren't there. And seeing as I was paired with a lady as mature and as beautiful as Suzune, I applied myself even much more than usual."
"But she's younger than you."
"Listen, Winner, it doesn't matter if she's younger and prettier than me. She can still be much more mature, if you know what I mean."
"No, not really." "Oh, thank you, Rutaro."
Rutaro and Suzune's report was brief, with nothing even slightly eyebrow-raising, apart from the former's gushing compliments. "There do appear to have been some issues on the other side of the area, though." "Issues? What kind of issues?" "I don't know the exact details. Something to do with Owen Close and that rookie Shoto. The new kid dealt with it, and everything's alright now." Then she looked straight at Yuki. "But there still haven't been any reports of wild Digimon that you told us about on either side. It's hard to believe you and Impmon were both seeing things at the same time, though, which means..." Suzune paused to exchange looks with Frigimon before continuing. "That the Digimon you witnessed was probably coming to the end of its lifespan, and has already disappeared." "Oh." As Yuki clenched her hands in her lap tightly, Rutaro gave her a gentle pat on the back. "Sorry it's not better news, but I admire your attitude." "But I'm just sad." "But it's admirable that you can be sad." Yuki cast her eyes down before putting on a smile and facing Rutaro and Suzune once more. "Thanks, Ryu. And you too, Suzune. Giving it to me straight just like that. I respect you for being so professional." "You are very welcome, Yuki." "But it shouldn't have to be like this," Suzune muttered to herself quietly before downing the rest of her iced tea. Usually the beverage gave her a satisfying sense of relief. But not this time. "That's that then. Mission complete. Shall we get going, everyone?" When Suzune finished speaking, Frigimon picked her up and placed her onto its shoulder. Tyrannomon shook the remaining drops of water off its body and also began to walk away with Rutaro. Winner was 2 or 3 steps behind them, hanging back and watching Yuki and Impmon beside her, who was pulling on its scarf as if it wanted to say something. Funbeamon approached Winner and in a low voice asked, "Are you just going to stand there, Winnie?"
"What do you mean?" Don't you have anything you want to say to Yuki? Am I that obvious, Funbeamon?
Murmuring in defeat, he turned his head toward Yuki before turning it back to Funbeamon.
It's okay. I think Itmon wants to have a word with her. If we're around, it'll be harder for Itmon to open up now.
That's the maturity, Winnie.
Please don't make fun of me. I'm not, honestly. Anyhow, once we're back, how about we think about what we could say to cheer her up? I can't win, can I?
Shaking his head, Winner walked off with Funbeamon. Watching them go, Itmon began to mutter,
Hey, Yuki. I'm so sorry, Itmon. Come on now. Some wishy-washy apology isn't like you.
Itmon gave Yuki an annoyed glare as its tail swung from side to side in frustration.
There's no need to be like that. Even I have off days, you know. Who cares? You're an idiot, so how is dwelling on this even going to solve anything? Hey, knock it off. I'm super cut off about this. Enough!
Itmon stood its ground, looking the teary-eyed Yuki in the face throughout her protest.
Do you really think you can become friends with every Digimon with such a soppy attitude? What?
Yuki lifted her head as if caught off guard.
Sure, we could have been seeing things, or maybe it already has disappeared. We don't know. But it could also be still alive. Do you think that the Digimon would want to be friends with you as you are now? I don't remember agreeing to partner up with such a crybaby. Itmon?
Yuki wiped the rest of her tears from her eyes and grabbed Itmon in a bear hug.
Whoa! What are you doing, you idiot? Let me go! Stop squeezing me!
Thank you, Itmon. I'm all right now.
Oh, you are you?
Yuki smiled her usual smile at Itmon, who was trying to hide its embarrassment by pulling at its scarf.
All right, Yuki's back, baby. We'd better catch up to the others. I want to see how the rookies did. Why bother? There's no way they're any worse than you. No way! I'm a veteran from the beta tests. So a veteran by a single year, then. That Shoto guy beat Yao. He must be way stronger than you are. That's certainly one take. At least try to deny it.
Yuki let Itmon's complaints wash over her as she crossed the desert against the backdrop of a setting red sun. All the while thinking about how nice it'd be to see that bug-like Digimon one more time. To be continued. And that is it for Digimon Liberator Debug Chapter 6 Part 1, meaning that there's only one more part for this bundle of the Digimon Liberator web novel releases, so interested to see how the rest of the story goes. And they seem to be every 3 months or so, so I guess we will be in early 2025 at that point. I don't know, these came out November, so February, I guess? I don't know, maths is hard. Anyway, let's move on with the outro. So you can contact me on Stay Updated. You can leave me a comment on this episode on YouTube, or you can join in the conversation. For a full list of ways to find the podcast across the internet, such as YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter, head over to my link tree, which is linktr.ee/LostinTranslationmon. If you enjoy the podcast or videos, or even my silly little posts online, you can show support by signing up on Patreon and get some cool rewards and help me hit some milestones. And thank you to my current supporters on Patreon, Stephen Reeves, who is well-wished-for on Archive Our Own, Kadawashi, Chisai, who can follow on Twitter at Chisai26, Neobu, who says you to follow Chisai on Twitter at Chisai236, Lismet, who is Lekmon on Tumblr, Nicholas, Magnus, Lucas, JC, Mon05, Patrick, Jason, Shelby, Digital Hazard, who is on Twitch at TheDigitalHazard, Tropimon, Vmon Tamer, Kasai, Big Bad Beetleborg, Bant Archer, and Cappy. You can also make a donation on PayPal, which you found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/Erdgemon. You can also donate me on my Coffee account, ko-fi.com/Erdra. And again, thank you so much for listening. If you are listening/watching on YouTube, do the like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!